Hi, welcome back. It's now Noah Navigates. I'm Rukayat Kalawale, or call me Modupe, or whatever you want to call me. So, welcome back. This video, I wanted to talk about my executive MBA because that was where I stopped the last time and why I did it, the process, and my experience over it, basically. So I've always wanted to do my executive MBA anyway. So executive MBA means MBA for those that have like executive positions. Basically, they were in senior positions and they just want to do an MBA, not the whole full-time MBA, but this is more of a modular whereby they're still working and they're doing the AMBA. So I remember when I was still back in London, I was looking at this and I wanted to do the London Business School, Columbia Business School, basically. But having moved to Germany, that wasn't going to be possible because I have a small baby. I couldn't be traveling to London and then going to Columbia in in United States to do the executive MBA. So I started looking, okay, why? What do I need to do? My husband was like, oh, Mannheim Business School. Why not try Mannheim Business School? I thought, oh, Mannheim has a business school. And then I started investigating and I realized that Mannheim Business School was actually the best business school in Germany. So I contacted them and nice lady, their admissions officer by Nugan, she wrote back to me and then we had a conversation and then I told her, okay, this is why I was looking to do executive MBA to kind of move forward in my career, and because I also wanted to start my startup, which I started successfully. I'll talk about that later as well. um, she listened. She was like, oh, that's interesting. And because I spoke a bit of French as well, I still speak a bit of French because I was covering my last role before I moved to Germany was vice president at a French Moroccan bank in London on Mayfair, covering the international global market. And I had to learn French to talk to my French clients as well. So I told her that I spoke French. We're like, oh, why not look at the double diploma that we have with ISEC Business School? So ISEC Business School is a business school in France, in Paris. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll go to the open day and then see what's like. So I went to the open day with all the participants from around the world came as well. And we asked a lot of questions. We got to meet one another as well. And luckily, most of them actually were in my EMBA class. So this was back in 2018. So after the what's it called? After the open day, I made the application. It was a rigorous application. Yeah, it was super because I had to get like references and this and that. Some of my past employers, they don't want to give the reference. I had to like find a way to like talk to my manager and say to my former managers, like, look, I need to do this. This is needed and things like that. So in the end, successfully, I was given a place to start in October. So I was thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. But then what happens to my daughter? Because it's Paris, half of the time was going to be in Paris, half of the time will be in Mannheim, and we still had to travel on a business, not business, on school study trips as well. And study trips was going to be to Singapore, DC, and Shanghai. So Shanghai or Tokyo. Basically, I had to choose between one of those. So anyway, I started talking to the Kita because remember when I mentioned that having a Kita, it's super difficult. So Kita is the nursery for kids because my daughter was still not one yet, and I had to keep going back to them that look, I need her to get into a nursery so that I can start my executive MBA. And I was also learning German at Goethe Institute on a fast track learning. So I was still at A2 then. So we call it A2 in German, A2. So luckily, they said, oh, you have to bring all the documentation from the Mannheim Business School that says you're going to start the program in October. So took all the documents to them, and then luckily I finally got a spot for my daughter to go to nursery. And then now we're going to now start making plans with my husband when I have to be in Paris, because the first model was going to be in Paris, basically 1 week. So I had to make plans with that, and he had to work, stay at home and work from home. And uh, it was really tough. It was really tough because this was the first time I was going to leave her and go away for like one week in Paris and just meet all these new people globally from across around the world. It was really, really amazing when I got to La Défense. So the school, the business school is at La Défense, their financial district center, and just meeting all these new people. I love meeting people anyway, just meeting all these different people from different countries. I think we had over 23 different nationalities, but most of us were either from Germany, living in Germany, or Paris, but we had like multiple nationalities. We had someone coming all the way from Brazil, even from Ukraine, and yeah, it was across the continent. It was amazing just learning. We had to go through a leadership. So right from it put us in groups. We had to go to Sancerre, it's like a military training camp to kind of just put it in there and see how we're going to work as a team and how we work as a leader. Super, super cool. And learned a lot as well, working with just different people from even the different backgrounds, engineering, because I was in finance, I was engineering, chemical background. So it was just amazing on how we're able to bring a different perspective into it. And I think one of the things that actually um, really made me choose that program was because of the fact that, again, I wanted to start my company in Germany, but also the fact that ISEC was very good with entrepreneurs. So I noticed that a lot of startups that started with ISEC, they're kind of successful, and they also have a huge network, alumni network base as well as Manan Business School as well. They had a huge alumni network base, and it's all about not only just learning, but also just networking as well, and also just getting to know the different cultures. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a leadership position, you have to be able to understand and navigate different cultures of the people that you work with in the team. So this was really super, super useful and interesting. So again, half of the time was in Paris, half of the time was in Germany, and it was really cool to be able to travel to on to a study trip. So we went to DC. So we were at Georgetown University to really talk about negotiation, politics, lobbying. So that was really, really cool to be able to see how, because most of the top senators, even some president, they went to Georgetown University. So it's just really amazing to be like in the same kind of building that they were when they were studying. And then we also went to Singapore to learn how to negotiate and also just to see how the region deals in business. So when it comes to between choosing China and Japan, I chose China because of the fact that they were just like everywhere. And I wanted to know like really how to deal with the Chinese and the culture and just how to negotiate in the Chinese way. So Shanghai was really, really interesting, and it's really opened my eyes to how quick digitalization is in China, and also just how the culture is like when it comes to the relationship between the teachers and the students. It was quite interesting and eye-opening. But the most important thing about the whole thing is the strong network within the cohort. So about 50 of us in the cohort. Unfortunately, one of us passed away during the cohort, so we became 49. It was just interesting how we forged relationships, friendships till today, and just checking on one another and just seeing how things are. If there was something, we talk to one another. We try to meet up as often as we can. It's super difficult because it's kind of like different continents. Even though most of us are in Europe, it was still difficult to kind of meet up, but we still have an amazing, amazing network, I would say. And one of the things that also was kind of helpful in doing the Executive MBA for those that want to do it is it's also afforded the fact that the business school itself has a strong network. So, because I live in Germany, Mannheim Business School has a super strong network within most of the industries in Germany, basically. So, it's that really helps if, let's say, I wanted to like ask for anything, I could just go onto the WhatsApp group to kind of ask, and people ask for things like just to see. It's a lot of support, and it's a two-way thing as well, right? And was doing this EMBA, right? Because going back to when I mentioned that I wanted to start my business, it was during this EMBA that I actually presented my current business called Pace Up Invest. I presented it as an entrepreneurial project because we had to work on it, and I was super successful to recruit like four of my other team members that we worked on it for 1 year, and we were successful with it. We pitched in front of the jury, and it was super successful. So it was 1 year of working on it. But in addition, this is just a project outside of all the assignments or the projects or the travels. And so each time we just have to like squeeze in time to work together, and anytime we're together we just have to squeeze in time to say, okay, we're going to meet up, we need to do this. So time management was super important, because one of my team members was out in Sao Paulo, and then the rest of us were kind of like in Europe. So we had to make sure, again, we had to work around times that works best for everybody, including her as well. So I would say it was a good experience when it comes to the Executive MBA. Best of two business schools in Europe, Germany and France. Super amazing. And also, I think it's the 15th globally when it comes to Executive MBA, according to the Financial Times. So I have to kind of double check that later. I don't have it here. So, and I really accredited it to it's been me being able to found my startup, which is a wealth tech called Pace Up Invest. And I'm going to talk about that the next video when it comes to founding a company in Germany, the intricacies of that, the challenges, the all the all the all the how do I say it? All the nights crying and just thinking, oh my god, should I really do this or not? All the negativity, but also the positive things that came out of it. So if you're looking to do Executive MBA and you don't know what to do, where to go, just drop me a message at the bottom of this video. I'll try my utmost best to answer all your questions, basically based on my experience with Mana Business School and ISEC Business School, and also with our study trips across the two continents of America and Asia. So I'll be back on the next video. I hope this was valuable to you, basically on when it comes to like steps to think of what to do with the Executive MBA. So if I would just summarize it, look for the best ones that actually align with your values and what you want to do. Okay, and also just make sure when it's time to fill out the application and you're not sure, you can just drop a message, and we'll see how we can help you to do that. And also just the fact that it is not just about the courses, but it's also about the people that you're going to meet, the different cultures, the lifelong friendship that you're going to create. And for me, ultimately creating my company out of the Executive MBA. So speak soon in the next video. Bye.